What's going on, Nitro Gang? Happy Saturday. I hope everyone had a positive day. Hopefully nothing bad happened, and maybe you even burned some nitro today. That would be a great day in my opinion. No negativity and enjoying the fun of this hobby. Let me say hello to the guys that are here quickly, and then I will discuss what we got going on here today. Why the title of this video is 1.5 Jatos. Well, maybe 1.35, I don't know. Michael James, how you doing, bro? Rory Holler, Joey Ace RC, Andrew Pope. We got Jim Palazzalo, Geo Mac, John Hensley here. I appreciate you guys being right on time. Although time is basically relative, as you know, as you approach the speed of light. Time is a little, well, I didn't mean the speed of light. I meant mass objects with a lot of mass. Light tends to bend. Anyway, let's not get into that. It's pretty straightforward. Nitro Pimp, how you doing, bro? Happy to see you here. Now, guys, let me give you a little bit of a follow-up. KGM, long time no see. Happy to see you here, bro. KGM, one of the sickest channels and people out there. It's Burnsy as well. Tony Mobley, Just Joe is here, guys. Satan's Rage, Just Joe just picked up. In my opinion, Just Joe, I'm not going to tell them. You could tell them, okay? Because I respect your autonomy as a person with facts. But Just Joe just picked up a car that I close to guarantee nobody even knows existed. Just Joe could tell you guys, or I could tell you guys, or we could tell you guys. You let me know. Guys, did you know that there was a Thunder Tiger that looked just like an RC10 GT? Andre Lizzie, what's going on, man? RC, happy to see you here. He sent me a little bit of a video. I can't actually play it right now, but him and I were going on between, is that an RC10 GT or is it not? Now, I think Just Joe doesn't have one, but I told him it's 99% DNA of the RC10 GT, bro. Super rare model. Daily Driven Reviews, how you doing? He goes, my Jato, the fastest. Well, these are the fastest nitros still sold today. But let me get into why I have 1.5 of them on the table. I also call this... No, I didn't say nothing. I said, let's make it a runner. Okay, forgot my own title, my dudes. Forgot my own title. Anyway, let me explain what we got going on here today. As you could tell, this Jato, don't worry about the wheels. The wheels are in the process of being cleaned. The wheels are fine. There's no issue with the wheels. Why? Does anybody want to take a guess why there is about 1.5 Jatos on the table? You know, good thing about the Jato is you could still buy them brand new today. By the way, I do want to mention, this particular parts Jato, it had a little more on it. I've actually removed some of it. This one was sent to me by John Hensley. And I think we owe him all a big hell yeah. So thank you, bro, John Hensley, for sending this to me a little while back. You know, it's good to have some parts cars. Geomac goes, is it a dead traxxas engine? Luckily, Geomac, it is not that. Now, the parts that I will need for this Jato in the back, and when I take the body off, this one's actually quite nice, and it does have one unique feature that most Jatos that you can get do not actually have installed. They do have it, but they don't have it installed. Jim goes, hell yeah. KGM, thank you, bro, for being super long time channel member. I appreciate that. But the question is, what is the feature that this Jato, okay, I'm not going to say it doesn't have. All Jatos have it. So this one has a lot of obvious integy stuff. We'll get down to the basics in a little bit. But what do you possibly think that is on this chassis that I'm holding on the left side? It's a parts chassis that this one needs swapped. There's basically only a couple options because, yes, this Jato is missing like 80% of it, right? It's not really worth restoring. It's missing a lot of features here. But what is this one do you think I'm going to try to salvage from this truck? Now, I understand there's literally no way for you to tell right now, but listen, if you're a Jato fan, you would know that there's literally a couple items that are not good. 985 Live with a very good guess. He goes, the brakes. Bro, one would think you own 5 Jatos because you stumbled upon a good answer, but in this case, not the right answer. But that's a good answer. Now, the item I am talking about is something that is in the front. By the way, I do want to say, if you guys are looking to, upgrade your Jato, stick to stock parts. Trust me, stock is not bad. Stock is fine. The traxxas shocks are real good. The only real upgrade I'll recommend, and you could chime in the comments, the only real upgrade I'll say that is worthy of getting is the RPM front bumper. Andrew Pope, bro, thank you for being a long-time channel member. He goes, shock tower, maybe. That's a possibility, but I will say in this case, that is not my plan. It's not the shock tower. Next guess, somebody, next guess. But before we continue with the guesses, the bumper, you really want the RPM front bumper. If you get anything on a Jato that's an upgrade, you want the bumper. So basically on the bottom here, you're looking at the stock bumper. You want the bumper. NitroPim goes, it could be the lower arms. Good guess. In this case, it is not that, but that's a very good educated guess because usually it is that. All right. So I'm going to take the body off. You won't really be able to see it, but we'll do a little bit of a look around the chassis. This one's actually quite impressive, and that is why it is here on the NItroGang table. So it looks like the body wasn't completely painted. I think this is one of those pro graphics bodies where you have to paint the inside or something. I don't know. You could like choose, I guess, different colors. But whatever. You guys know me. I don't really care much about the body. All right. So let's take a quick look at this Jato, and then we will discuss what it is I need to do. Because honestly, I want to run this thing tomorrow at the RC track. If I wind up going, that is. This is my plan for tomorrow. So this one, it looks like somebody by the name of Hybrid has already done the Jato brake flip mod. That's the brake flip mod. It's already been done. The brake disc looks to be well worn, but within spec. We have a metal aluminum arm. That's all good. Rear shocks look pretty basic, normal to me. We're going over this basically is, we'll talk about it. Okay. Shocks are good. This one has a ton of upgrades. Actually, all this stuff, if you're building a big block Jato, stuff like this you actually do want. Before I just said, only get the front bumper. But in fact, the traxxas metal drive shafts are really good. Yeah, the drive shafts are actually quite good. I would recommend the drive shafts. They're very good. Upgrading shocks, I would not upgrade shocks. Okay, and that's kind of a good idea in my opinion. Shock tower, I never had an issue with the Jato shock tower, but the Integy one is actually quite not too terrible. So this one looks like someone went real Walker Texas Ranger on this, okay, with the aluminum diff case. Personally, I think the basic diff case is fine. Velocity of Beast, how you doing, John? Consalazio, how you doing, man? Happy to see you guys. I really wasn't sure if I was going to do a stream tonight. Yesterday wiped me out. Did a lot of work yesterday. Today, kind of took a little bit of a breather. I got engine plans for that buggy. That buggy is right over there on the floor, just so you know. I actually had a bit of a conversation with OFNA guy, the VP of the OFNA division. And he said, this, in fact, is a jammin'. That makes it quite impressive. What's up there, Barista Craig? That's right, man. Whenever you put a traxxas on the table, Barista Craig likes to come out. Hardcore, man. That's what's up, man. All right, so let's continue. Gearing looks pretty normal on this one. Looks like a regular gear. What, 45 tooth? Okay. I'm just doing a quick overview of this chassis as I see before I actually work on it, guys. All right? So I'll tell you this right now. The engine is very, very good in this. In fact, if I wanted to, I could go fire it up right now. But I know it's a runner, so it's not really about the engine in this case. All right, what else do we see? Stock traxxas pipe is also good. The one not too great thing, I am missing the cover to the battery, to the receiver box. So the receiver box cover I do not actually have, that, which is not awesome because you do need that. Let's talk about the front and upgrades. These are pretty good. If you run the Jatos real rough, then your C-hubs, your suspension arms are all going to be toast. RPM, you definitely want to get the RPM. Highly recommend the RPM suspension arms. You know, pretty much RPM, you can't go wrong. But I would not replace it if you didn't break the stock ones, because honestly, they're not that easy to break. But if you jump, you do a lot of bashing, you will break the front suspension arms. But the RPM will have you covered. Let me do a little spinneroonie here, like Booker T. I'm going to show you guys something else that a Jato has that basically no other, well, at least that I'm not aware of any other model having. You see that right there? You see that right there? Center battery box. Center, baby. So most Jatos, the ones that you usually get used, even brand new, the batteries are always in the back. Always. Which, technically, when you're going fast, it wheelies and you can't really hit the top speed. It's almost impossible to hit the top speed. People wind up putting weights in the front bumper. Now, your other option, if you want to go with a rechargeable battery, is the traxxas kind of like 5-cell battery, or pretty much any 5-cell battery, 6 volts. You would have to use the center for the battery. Now, it is really, really tight in there. Really extra tight. I see we got some conversation here. Let me just address the comments, guys, and then we will continue. You still don't know what's wrong with it, right? But I'm going to tell you what's wrong with it is on the right side of the car. Kind of, if I put a halo over here like this, it will be in this area. So we'll get down to it. You know, I like to keep people guessing because it's fun. 985 Live, how you doing? He goes, wish they came out of the 4x4 Jato. Well, they did, if you consider the electric Jato. I don't personally, so there is no Nitro Jato. The new electric is basically a buggy, okay? It's DNA-wise, 0 DNA to the Nitro, 0. I don't even consider that a Jato. In fact, it's kind of disgusting. Canon stuff, how you doing, bro? Happy to see you here, man. Yeah, really, I think Nitro Pimp here has probably the closest we will ever see to a 4x4 Jato. You guys want to take a guess what that car that Nitro Pimp has? And he has a great video of it on his channel. It's the closest I think anybody will ever see to a 4x4 Jato, actually. Made by, go ahead, I'm looking at the chat. I'm letting you guys participate, so to say. You know, participate. All right, Barista Craig goes, is the servo stripped? So far, it's not the servo, but it's related to the servo mechanism. I think I've narrowed it down pretty good now at this point. It's related to the servo mechanism. Okay, the Losi 10T Nitro. That's the car that Nitro Pimp has. Losi 10T Nitro. Basically, a four-wheel drive style, similar to a Jato. Australiano, how you doing, man? You are correct. The servo saver. Yes, in my opinion, this entire servo saver mechanism is totally toast. Now, what I'm going to do... oh, we got Texas Hill. How you doing, bro? Happy to see you here. John Hensley, correct. Yes, the steering has left the building. So I'm going to move the wheels. Do you see the wobble? Honestly, it's a huge amount of wobble. There's two issues that it could be. It could be a loose servo horn. It could be this really bad Integy steering system. Personally, I'm not a big fan of steering upgrades on these cars. I think the stock steering system is real robust, in my opinion, and good enough. So, considering there's literally no way to get to this, I still do think that the steering linkage is actually bad. Let me see if we can get a little light on that. I'm going to hold the stable. I'm going to move it. You guys could see how much I can move the wheel. Look at all that. It's jiggling in there. It's like the Michelin Man. Jiggly. Right? So basically the bad thing is I'm going to have to tear it down. I was trying to run this maybe tomorrow, but then, you know, I was going over, checking the electronics. It's toast. So let me just check right now before we do anything. I'm going to put on the radio gear. It still has the traxxas radio gear. just so we can have a look at the steering, maybe how it is. Or okay, the servo seems fine. Might be loose on the servo horn, but I think that portion itself is, yeah, it's not the best. The receiver pack is totally charged. In this case, you could either get a brand new steering linkage, which I think last time I checked they were sold out on Jenny's RC, and that might be why, my dudes, we got ourselves a Jato, more like 1/3 of a Jato. Dad and Mads, how you doing, man? Happy to see you here. We got Wonder Bread in the house as well. Wonder Bread always making me hungry with those breads. Although I'm on a low-carb diet, you know? Which means if I go to McDonald's, I remove the bottom bun. All right? Never remove the top bun. You want to know why you don't want to remove the top bun on McDonald's? Because that's where they put the ketchup, okay? You need the ketchup, okay? That's a part of the vegetable servings of your daily vegetables. Remove the bottom, baby. Remove the bottom. So I'm going to try to remove this linkage. This one right here, it's actually pretty solid. I don't see any major movement. So the stock Jato linkage is real good. Jimmy George, how you doing, man? I think what we need to do first is dismantle this Jato. You guys good with my analysis? By the way, this particular Jato looks like it's been in some collisions. I've actually repaired it a little while already before. You could see right here, it was at one time a two-piece design. So this entire portion right here is fairly weak. Over the years, multiple people have actually sent me videos where a simple crash and the whole front end left the building. Everything outdoors and more. How you doing, man? Thank you for the great comment. I hope everyone else is doing as well, as are you. All right, so let's get down to dismantling this. I'm going to ask you all a question, though. Anybody here ever run the battery in the middle instead of the rear end? Because normally, you know, right from the manufacturer, the battery box is on the back. And if you want to install a rechargeable battery, you will have to run it in the middle. Oh, it's Burns. He says it's in stock. I must have checked too long ago. How much is it? Like $10? Well, you probably got to pay shipping. Thing is, I don't really need that many other things, though, right now. So I'm going to try to see the steering linkage on that Jato, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, let's start dismantling it. Honestly, I don't think I remember how to dismantle it, but we're going to see what I can do. Well, it should be pretty much straightforward. Yeah, Judge Joe goes, definitely the battery in the middle is what you want. All right, so it should be these screws, this screw, and then we can remove the whole front end. By the way, did you guys check out today's video? Not very popular, but I don't do it for the popularity, okay? All right. Texas Hill goes, he liked it. Thank you, man. Yeah, those are some pretty proper clips. You know, the section of the video where I said hybrid don't care about an X-Max. That was the X-Max that ran over my T-Max at the RC track. Yeah, this whole front end is actually not too good. It looks like before I became the owner, somebody already made this a two-piece design. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm going to show you in a little bit. No, this doesn't matter. We don't need to undo that. Just that. Okay, so basically that's it. Let's flip it over. And it'll be these 4 screws. Wonder Bread, thank you, man. Yeah, the lyrics I obviously wrote myself. Really not much holding this thing together. Canon stuff, I hope you like it. It's pretty catchy, actually. I caught Melissa listening to it without me telling her to. You understand? That, like, never happens. Oh, Integrity finally got a Nitro Slayer. Congratulations, man. You're going to like it. Yeah, those things are pretty tough. Oh, man. Really working out that arm muscle. So let's hope I can fix the steering because the wobble is real hardcore. First, I'm going to inspect it, then see if I really need to cannibalize that other Jato. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Armrest time. Front should just basically come apart. It's pretty simple. But then again, a simple design is also sometimes a weak design. In this case, it's one of those times. All right. This is what I got. Let me undo the link from right here. I'll do a little zoom in with HD for you guys. Let's undo the steering turnbuckle. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of aluminum steering systems. They're honestly never that precise or tight. They're just not precise, in my opinion. All right, we got this out, separated. First, what I want to do, I want to examine the linkage that we actually have. So 2055 servo is not terrible. Yeah, so right here, we could see we had some collision. That's why piece has fallen off. So essentially, this, honestly, to make it good, you would need the upper tray. The upper deck. You would need the entire upper deck. But, you know, hopefully I'll try to salvage it. We'll see what happens. Let me see what we got with the steering on this one now. Okay. I mean, it seems not terrible. I mean, the servo horn isn't moving. Right? It seems pretty normal. Let me try to screw it in a little bit if it's out. But I don't think it is actually at this point. I think it's pretty much the steering linkage itself. Try to screw it in. Yeah. It's tight. Yeah, I can't get the screw in anymore. I think the servo is okay. Are we okay with that? That's basically normal, I would say. What do you guys think in the chat? Ray Coral, man, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. He goes, happy Saturday night hybrid. Thank you, man. Yeah, so let me bring everyone else up to speed. This is going to be my hopefully runner tomorrow if I can get this thing to actually turn normal. All right, so I think this is okay. You guys agree? You know what I'll do? I'll put the screw back in. Yeah, simple thing like the steering alone could actually make this thing almost undrivable. All right. Jim, I kind of agree. In fact, I think a lot of people here really prefer working on these things. Honestly, the drive is fun. But if you just like driving, then you just want an electric. I think, you know, if you go with a Nitro, you're kind of looking for a lot of the wrenching. You're looking for the tuning. You're looking for the rich and loudness. You know, running electric, they all run the same. Okay, they're literally the same. It's no big deal. Oh, we got Richard Hughes. How you doing? And only RC Nitros. Ben is here with us. How you doing, bro? Richard Hughes goes, you guys, he bought an Arma. Well, it's okay, man. You're allowed to have electrics. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Tell us which one. I mean, look at me. I have one electric in the background. Of course, it's next to a Kyosho Nitro, okay? Like, you can't have it any closer. Otherwise, the DNA will leach. You know, you don't want to leach DNA, bro. Okay, but that Hoonigan, that's an electric. All right, he bought a Grom. Well, I think you're allowed to run that. That's all good because really, if you think about it, that's basically what, a 1/16 scale. There's really no modern good Nitro competitor to that, so you had no choice. All right, let's test out this linkage. I mean, it seems okay. That much wobble is not that bad. Does that appear bad to you? Let me take a look around. I mean, you could adjust the servo saver spring, but yeah, it's like hella loose. Look how loose that is. I'm easily able to push it with my finger. You see how that thing moves up? That's the problema over here. What I can do is maybe adjust the linkage or just completely swap it. What do you guys think? I'm also wondering, is there any shims missing in this section? There could literally be parts or bushings missing in this, that when it applies a load, it doesn't steer correctly. It could be that. Let me see what I'm going to think of doing, guys. Give me a second right there. Let's take a look at the other Jato. I mean, we have the same steering setup on this one, actually. It's literally no different. What do you think? Just salvage the entire steering? Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to replace it with a stock steering. I never had issues with stock, so I don't see why I should keep that original one. What do you all think? What's up there, Colin Chung? Happy to see you here, man. All the way from Malaysia. Jim, bro, thank you for that super chat to the channel. Let me think what we're going to do. All right, Wonderbread says swap it. Honestly, I don't trust that Integy system. All right, so I'm gonna start disassembling this, okay, guys? Appreciate you all being here. I'll just keep talking a little bit as we're doing it, and just to make sure people can rewatch it a little bit. If you haven't seen today's video, you should check it out. It's only 2 minutes. Ain't gonna kill you. Oh, Nitro Pimp goes, don't ask me. He got 12 Jatos but never ran one. Bro, I think we all want to see you run it on your channel. I'm gonna have to say that's going to have to happen. I think the Jato will blow you away. It's the only new fast Nitro you can buy, too. I'm sure you know, but, Yeah, if you want to get a Jato, they're in stock at A-Main right now, actually. You know what? This upper deck could eventually find its way into that Jato. Let's get to the bottom. These models are fairly easy to work on unless you have to remove the engine. Then you got a little bit of work to do. Yeah, John Hensley goes, he's seen a couple cool drag Jatos. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. A lot of people choose this chassis for a drag build. The reason is they have tall gearing to begin with, and it's rear-wheel drive. It's basically exactly what you want, right? So in my own testing on the channel, the fastest I hit was about 63, I think. But, the engine was basically at the optimal level of its heat range. So their claim of 65 is doable, but you're going to have to be running pretty much in the optimal lean range. Daily driver reviews goes, I got 99 problems and Jato ain't one. Bro, Jato is one of my problems right now, But I want to make this one a runner. I think it'll be a good track car for me. The reason is, I do have a lot of old vintage Nitros, but the reality is, with the people that I'm running, sometimes there's kids, and they really go NASCAR on you. So you got to have something that if, it gets destroyed or damaged, you have to be able to get parts for it. Right? Like, I'm not going to run something real hardcore when there's a bunch of kids who think you're basically driving a demolition derby race. Right? You guys know how it is. It turns out to be a demolition derby, basically, no matter what you do. Yeah, Just Joe goes, drag Jato's usually the extended chassis. Well, that will be the correct way to do it. There's also a lightweight chassis that's like a silver chassis people get. Mike, how you doing, bro? We got RC Cape Cod here with us again. Yes, the correct way would obviously be to get an extended chassis. But, on a cheap, this will still be the best of the drag cars. Without heavy mods, that is. Okay, getting there. What I'm going to do, I want to check the linkage on the servo also. What I'm doing is I'm checking the wobble. Okay, it's basically the same type of wobble on this. So, all right. So this Jato is going to go to the side. And I got to remove this entire linkage. Should just be basically 2 screws. Well, and these screws also. So let's get the turnbuckles off. Yeah, mine already has pretty good turnbuckles. This one has the aluminum ones also from Traxxas, the red ones. Honestly, the stock turnbuckles are totally fine. You don't need anything crazy. Yeah, Ray Coral goes, there's always a lot of Jatos for sale. Yeah, I mean, that's because, you know, it's basically the only new RTR you can get that's fast. So, I don't blame the people. Yeah, Jatos don't really command a lot of high-priced sales, only because there's just so many of them right now. But who knows, one day, Traxxas might just call it quits. High possibility of that happening. They, you know, discontinued the Fortec. Although, I get the reason why the Fortec is discontinued. It's just the entire on-road scene is toast, you know? People don't want to be on-roading anymore. Everything is off-road. I mean, look at every release Traxxas has made recently. It's basically all off-road, everything. Makes sense? All right, got this out. Let me get the other turnbuckle. I mean, honestly, I would not be surprised if they canceled the Jato. Yeah, Nitro Pimp is correct. That's literally the fastest you can get for low 400s. And if you want one, I put a link for one directly for you in the description. You know, I don't have any obvious facts on whether they will get killed or not, but it's highly possible. You know, people today like to build, I guess, like the really fast X-Maxes. The thing is, the X-Max handles real bad. It's basically a flip fest. You would have to spend a lot of money for it to even go straight. You know, the Jato will get the job done in the least amount of input, I will say. Input versus output. Always remember. All right, so now we should just have this main screw holding it in here in the middle. And I think the whole steering linkage should just come out. Yeah, Jatos generally sell for like maybe in the mid 200 to 300. You could get a proper Jato for about 250. Just Joe said, don't even talk about canceling the Jato. Yeah, well, you know, you gotta, you know, as consumers, bro, as consumers, we have to be ready to accept changes in the market, right? That's just one of those elements. Oh, I didn't remove this other turnbuckle. Oh, yeah, I did. You know, as a consumer, you have to be ready to accept all changes. And ba-boom, there you go, the entire steering linkage. Real easy. You guys see that? This is a perfect unit. I don't know why people convert these. They're very good. Very good. I never had an issue with these. So that's the entire steering linkage. Compact, simple, literally just held down with one screw. Let me put this to the side, and I'm going to install it in the other Jato, okay? So far, we're doing pretty good. Let me make sure there's a couple bushings here. So mine might already have the bushings, but keep in mind we need these bushings. They are very, very important. The other day, you know, Melissa and I ordered, what was it, like some garbage Applebee's. Dude, they pissed me off so bad. Like, they had to literally just make warm, boneless wings. You understand when you go to, like, Applebee's and they give you cold, boneless wings, it's like them spitting you in the face. Can't let them get away with it. If Melissa wants to tell you, she'll tell you. I complained. All right, let me get down to this part of the Jato. Well, hopefully the bushings are there. If not, I'll have to extract them. Yeah, exactly. Ray Coral knows. You know, I was in the food industry for a while back when I was like in high school, maybe early college. Honestly, as a server, you would know the kind of food the temperature. You would know literally everything you gave your customer. And, you know, if you gave them like cold fries or whatever, there's like an 80% chance they'll get pissed at you. So when you do that, you're basically just saying you don't care. And I cannot respect that. Let's get down to this. Richard Hughes, what's up there, Booster Bro? How you doing? Richard Hughes goes, we need an air fryer. I have an air fryer. So let me tell you the problem, bro. Air fryers use a ton of electricity, right? And here in New York City, the Democrat garbage capital of the Northeast, energy rates are enormous, right? They're enormous. So I'm not really doing a lot of air frying, you know what I'm saying? All right, yeah, so this is a two-piece design. I could see right there. There's mini bearings. Oh, John Hensley, thank you, bro, for the super chat. He goes, thanks for the awesome Nitro content and positive talk with the great group. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, so this one has bearings right there, and it's a two-piece design. I got to be careful in removing this, actually. So that two-piece design alone could be the reason for a lot of wobble. Could be, it could not be. All I know is we need to get rid of the wobble. Oh, yeah. This one has nice bearings at the bottom. I might swap these, actually. I'm going to be careful when I remove this. Oh, dude, guys, you didn't tell me I didn't remove the turnbuckles. Come on. Come on. You understand you got to keep an eye on me, yo. You got to keep an eye. Everybody. Yeah, today Melissa and I were watching anybody here used to watch The Honeymooners? Come on, you got to appreciate the ability that I have to maintain RC repairs and typical conversation. That takes a lot of brain activity. Okay, I ate some spirulina just before this. That's right, spirulina. Who knows about that? Superfood, baby. So, actually, there was a reunion Honeymooners episode, everybody. Filmed in 1970, I think it said 1973. A reunion Honeymooners. If you haven't seen it, look it up. Honeymooners. Melissa, can you put the Honeymooners link in the chat if you want? I think people need to watch it. The link to the reunion Honeymooners. It's filmed in color too. Filmed in color. All right. Oh, man, I got to be careful with these parts. Hold on a second. Some good bearings here. All right. How you doing there, Faces 98A? All right, so I got this out. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of. Well, it's pretty wobbly. This entire linkage is real wobbly. You see that right there? That's like a 30-degree wobble. And that's one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of aluminum parts. You know, when you drive normally, this servo saver is more than enough to save you. Like, you shouldn't really need, on a light car like a Jato, aluminum upgrade like this. In my opinion, whoever put that in was not very educated in upgrades, okay? Could have been a doctor, a lawyer, a genius, an astronaut, but he was not, or she, educated in upgrades. You know, that kind of thing, it takes time. I will admit it. All right, so we got the bearings here, actually. Let me remove this bearing. This is a proper bearing. So you saw the old one had bushings. Although, it's also possible the bushings, the bearings are the wrong size or they suck. Pretty much anytime you're doing anything not stock, you're risking a flaw. All right, let me clean this up a little bit. It's kind of dirty, my dudes. And then we'll get to it. What's up there, Mix RC? Give everyone an update. I am swapping out real bad steering on a Jato right now. All right, Jato should be okay now. All right, so let me see what we got. So yeah, the Integy system came with bearings over there. Nice touch, but then again, it could be the wrong size. Let me see this right here. All right, so we have pretty much a standard parts. Does it look normal? Let me see how strong the servo saver is. Yeah, this servo saver is actually way stronger. All right, bros, I'm gonna put it in. Let's see, do I remember how to put it in? Twisted it a little bit. Okay, it's like this. Yeah. I think it's something like this. No. Yeah. Is it like this or like this? Okay, it's like this. What is this part that I'm missing over here? I forgot which way it goes in. So that's TRX. I'm gonna have to go rewind my own stream. I think it goes in. Let me see which way. So it would be. What is this part? Forgot what that part is. All right, hold on a second. I'm gonna have to rewind my own stream now on the computer. It's no big deal. All right, got it. See that? Got a backup. I'm watching it. There it is, baby. There it is. It's right over there. Set up. Set up. All right, so it's gonna have to go in. This panel goes this way. This goes forward, and this part goes left, or something like that. No, that's not it. All right, no. So this would go. Oh yeah, here we go. Got it wrong. That's where it goes on top over here. My bad, everybody. My bad. All right, it's on now. It's on. Okay, it's solid. Bushings are in. Bearings are in. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Yep, that's it. All right, now I'm gonna screw it in, and that'll basically be this point. It'll be done. And I'll check for binding as well. Oh yeah, this is smooth. Bro, I tightened that real hardcore. It is smooth. All right, so I think we're good to go. What else I can do to tighten it up? I mean, the servo saver looks good. What about this part over here? Now this looks tight. Anyone notice anything wrong? Okay, no slop. Yeah, I see you guys saying no slop. It looks pretty good, actually. All right, I'm going to start installing the turnbuckles, and then we'll connect it to the other parts. I'm telling you, like, the stock Jatos linkage is really good. Gotta make sure that these posts don't wobble around. Okay, no, they're pretty tight. All right, let's get these linkages in. Got this turnbuckle. It's raining outside right now, so I was gonna go do a little bit of a fire up, but can't risk getting a cold because I guess, you know, the FDA chairperson, what's his name, that guy? He said Tylenol will kill you. What's that guy with the Tylenol? Oh yeah, RFK, right? RFK. Tylenol, guys, bad for you. Yeah, right. You could say water is bad for you. Guess what? Guess what, my dudes? Water could be bad for you. Guess what? If you don't eat anything and you drink too much water, you will dilute your blood. And you will die if you drink too much water. So water could be bad for you. You know, today people don't really examine statements anymore. They just kind of believe things on blind faith. You really have to examine. Oh, he didn't say that? Why do I keep seeing memes about RFK saying that Tylenol will kill you? I don't understand. Is this false information? Did he not say that? Oh, okay. He said for pregnant women. Well, I mean, anything that will, in mass quantity, will kill you. I mean, you could say that carrot juice is bad for you, you know? In fact, I can go get some carrot juice right now, if you dare me. That's the problem. These social media posts, they honestly take things extremely out of context. That even an educated person like me will start repeating nonsense. You see, that's what's dangerous. That is actually dangerous for modern society. Guys, give me a second. I'm trying to line this up. Oh, no, it came out. This is getting the second one in there is tough. You remember back in, like, you know, school when you had to read and determine the context of, let's say, a paragraph or whatever? It was always about the context. Now, all these different social media posts could just really take anything out of context. You won't even understand what the purpose is. Damn it. That's actually the danger. But this is giving me a hard time on this one right now, actually. Come on, get in there. Pretend you're smarter than the RFK's brain. Okay, good. All right, good job, Jato. Whew. Jato's smarter than the RFK's brain. Okay. Sickening. Okay. Yeah, John Hensley goes, these tires look like Duratrax tires. So these are actually one of the best sets of tires. The Proline Dirt Hog, one of the best. In fact, my old Jato, oh yeah, the steering is, that is smooth, baby. That is, I literally noticed no slop. No slop. Yeah, the Proline Dirt Hogs are some of the best steering. Well, wheels. All right, so this Jato is done. I'm going to remove this part Jato to the bottom. That's pretty good. I'll assemble the rest of it later. I'm probably going to have to swab the upper deck, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it today. Yep, Richard Hughes, that's a good one. I'm gonna read that. He goes, remember when 4 out of 5 doctors recommended camels for their smooth flavor? Yeah, that was the truth, unfortunately. Well, I mean, the fact that they were doctors and they liked the flavor, none of those statements are actually false in their own sense. It's not like they were asked, you know, do you recommend this for your health? You were a doctor and you were asked, what flavor do you like? Guess what? Your answer would be the same as if you asked, what kind of gum do you like to chew? There's no result. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Let me get a little wipey, guys. Thank you for being here. All right, DJ Holman, how you doing, bro? Let me just clean this up a little bit. There's actually a couple other things wrong with this Jato, but for now, the steering is the one I'm battling. Anybody want to tell me what else is wrong with this Jato? There's one obvious thing. What's up there, Nitro Jamie? It's a wiring nightmare. That's the issue. So I went to go charge it, and the charge plug fell out. Could be just a bad upper deck. Let me see if I could stick it in there. So normally this would be up in there through the bottom, but it could just be a bad charge plug. Well, not a plug, but like this spot itself. Normally you would charge it directly here. The only other way to charge it would be to remove the wire going to the power switch with the battery. It's pretty much annoying. Yeah, Jojo goes, you need a lot of patience wiring this. That is true, man. Let me see if I can get the wiring correctly before I install the front end. Yeah, there's really not much space here. I think I'm gonna have to remove the pipe to do this. Yeah, Nitro Jamie goes, he had to also replace the steering. Let me see if I can get this in there. Otherwise, it's basically a wiring nightmare. See, how should this wire go? I think it normally goes on the bottom. The entire wiring harness on this Jato is old. It feels crusty. I think it normally would go this way. And then it will be positioned in there. I probably need to remove the pipe to do this. What do you guys think? Get rid of the pipe? Nah, it's okay, guys. You don't gotta ban nobody. You know, people could say stuff they want to say. It's all good. Penzer, I saw your comment. It's all good, man. Hey, listen. You know, you're allowed to have varying political opinions. I think my opinions are based in reality. But if you have ones that are based in your reality, you're welcome to tell me them, bro. I'm not one of those channels that gets upset at you know, the viewer for that. That's all good. See, how am I going to get this in there is the real question actually right now. This is real tight. Okay. Oh, we got some good access. I think I could get it in there now. You guys see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get that Futaba plug inserted right there. Let me see. I'm going to try to do one of these and stick it in from the bottom and pull this up. Let's see if that works. Because actually, this is a very convenient way of charging the battery. All right. It seems like something's happening. So far, nothing's happening. Okay. It's going in. It's going in. I need that clip to hold the back of the plug. Okay. I think I got it. All right, so now we have the plug on top. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You see what we just did? I got the plug on top. Problem is, sometimes when you push it down, it could fall through. So let me make sure the clip is actually secure. All right, I think it's good. I think it's good, everybody. Jim goes, saw a pipe with a double stinger on eBay. I think that must be the CVEC pipe, probably, right? Oh, Max Settings, how you doing, bro? Let me read what Max Settings said here. Been a long time, missed you, bro. He goes, Hybrid, I've been having a blast with the Nitro Slash that I put the GS Racing engine in. Can't kill Nitro Slash, man. Can't do it. Nitro Slash is one of the best. In fact, when I go to the RC track, pretty much everybody is running them nowadays, right? Well, that's basically because they bought them because I told them to. You know, they're like, it was their first Nitro, so they're like, oh, what should we get? I go to them, well, if you want to be under $400 and you don't mind two-wheel drive, then Nitro Slash is for you. We got Locked Rock. How you doing? He goes, can you do a comparison of all the traxxas Nitro? I'm trying to decide. All right, Locked Rock, that's actually a pretty good comment from you, man. I appreciate that. You really have to ask yourself for a new Nitro whether you want to go hella fast, in which case you would need the Jato, in which case I put a link for you, or you want more of a truck, or you want like a short course, because there really ain't that much of an option otherwise, you know, in terms of new. So that's kind of like what you need to decide. Question is, did you guys go to Nitro Pimp's channel and check out his sickening Savage SS kit? Because I did, and you should too. All right, so I think at this point I'm going to try to install this whole system back in. I mean, honestly, that really wasn't that bad work-wise. Yeah, my plan really for today was actually to put an engine into that buggy from yesterday. But then I was like, well, am I going to be able to finish that for a run tomorrow? Because that buggy still needs like electronics and needs a bunch of other stuff. So really, I think I picked this for today. All right, so we got this tight. Let me install this back, and we'll see how the steering actually is at this point. All right, I'm glad you guys saw Nitro Pimp's video. I gotta say, if I don't have it, then he has 12 of them, which is really nice. Canon stuff, I don't think I have heard of the brand Caster. I've never seen one in real life, but I have heard of them. All right, yeah, reattach the pipe. Okay, good point on the pipe right there. That was easy. Let me just tighten up this part so don't fall out too fast. Honestly, not too bad so far. All right, John Hensley, thank you, bro. Special shout out to you for sending me that Jato a while back. Who knew I would have needed exactly that part? I'll just do a little spinaroo. And I'll get down to this side. I'll have to do a little bit of wiring work, actually, but it's no big deal. See, the problem on this one, the upper deck is busted. Not the end of the world, but, you know, I think to compensate for that issue, what I've done is I've basically just put a washer. So this part broke off. That's the part that secures the rest of it. You know, one day when I have time, I'll be able to fix it. Damn, I forgot how this goes. I'm going to have to consult the other Jato. Hold on a second. All right, we got close to 90-something here already. Where did I put the other Jato? It's right here. Okay, I see what the problem is. Yeah, I'm missing the other portion of that. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of light. So right here, that portion of the plastic upper deck is busted. So, do we have a decision on which traxxas you might want to get? Locked 3. He goes, I guess I want the Revo, the T-Max, Slayer, or Nitro Slash. Well, that's basically would be your 4 options. You know, the T-Max is wonderful. Honestly, they're all good. It depends if you want a monster truck or if you want more of a short course design. Something wrong with this part. I think it goes this way. I forgot which way this goes. All right, so we have an issue right here, actually. How was this initially put in? Oh, okay, I got it. This would go under the bottom. Yeah. There we go. You know, I think I was talking to Nitro Pimp about this the other day. Traxxas, yeah, okay, we got it. I got it fixed. I mean, you know, it's as good as it's gonna be. Traxxas gets a lot of hate because you know, they sued HPI and basically tried to kill him. But the truth is, if you're running a company, you know, and you're HPI and you make a move that you know is risky, you should be prepared to pay the consequences. Oh, I could already tell the steering is better. I could already basically tell this is normal wobble. Like that much wobble is normal. Let me flip this around. I'll do the bottom. It's definitely 50% better than it was, which is pretty good. Judge Joe here with a good comment. Actually, I don't think anybody said that before. Judge Joe recommends a Nitro Rustler. Bro, right now, if you click like one of the links there, if you want, I can give it to you. They're like 330 bucks. You know? The best way to learn is with a Traxxas Nitro. I would say, in my opinion, it's not so much the type of nitro you get. I think what people really in this hobby, in this segment, enjoy is the fact that it is a nitro. So, you know, I wouldn't really worry too much about what type. Your overall experience isn't going to change much, right? They're basically all the same engine, in terms of tuning-wise at least, right? Nitro Rustler, of course, you're going to get a 2.5, in which case I would stick to the 3.3 really, just because it's a more modern engine. But the truth is, you know, a lot of people like old, a lot of people like new, but the principles are never going to change. Oh, John Hensley, thank you, bro. Let me read what you just said. He goes, will Nitro Queen run her slash sometime? We're going to get her to do it, bro. We're going to get her to do it. So tomorrow, she's busy. I might go to the RC track tomorrow, but Melissa busy. So that was actually the plan. But then she said, nah, I got to go do stuff. I got to do stuff. That's what she said. Right, Melissa? You leaving me. She leaving me tomorrow, guys. Richard Hughes, man, I'm right there with you. RS43 was actually my first RC. If you listen to the new video that came out today, the song that I made, let me just check how the steering is. I even put in a line in the song saying it all started with a Nitro RS4. You know, I didn't say the 3 because it didn't sound good. But let me just check. It's better. So this kind of wobble, that's actually pretty normal for steering. That's totally normal. It's way better than before. You guys agree or no? That's actually normal. The truth is, you're never going to get perfect because in reality, you don't need it to be 100% dead on. This isn't a Serpent. So when these things accelerate, obviously all of the power is on the back wheels, right? So it really doesn't take much for it to... this doesn't matter is what I'm saying. I would say it's 50% better. Definitely 50%. The rest of the wobble could be coming from actually an old servo. Could be coming from that. Yeah, the rest of it could be coming from this, but the linkage is good. So special shout out, thanks to John Hensley, of course. Save the Jato. So let me continue with the rest. This is not good. And in impact, this will probably disintegrate. All right, let me read an update from our Traxxas selection guru today. Locked Rock 3. He goes, I'm leaning towards a Nitro Slash because I have a spare parts electric slash. A lot of the electric parts, other than like the suspension arms, they're not gonna work, I think. So the transmissions are totally different. What do you guys think? I think a lot of the parts on an electric slash versus the Nitro, they're not really interchangeable. It's not even the same chassis. Some of the suspension components could be the same, like shocks. You know, but honestly, a lot of that stuff is not interchangeable. They're different models. All right, guys, the next thing I need to do is figure out something with this wiring nightmare. Yeah, Ray Coral goes, it's not the same. Barista Craig says the suspension is the same. Basically, just suspension is the same. The Nitro Slash is actually a completely different model, you know. The Nitro Slash is based on the Nitro Rustler chassis. All right. So next thing I want to do is see how I can tidy up these wires. There's something wrong. I think I actually replaced this power switch. That's why it's out like that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to probably just zip tie them later. Inside there, but it's okay for now. So, all right, so let me button up the cover. I mean, so far, I think I did a good amount of work on this thing so far. If it wasn't raining, this would be a fire in the hole, guys. I just need a body clip, and that's it. I mean, tall gearing. That is the tallest traxxas clutch bell I think you'll see. Do they sell a taller one? I don't know. By the way, the reason it's shiny is because I kind of polished it a little bit because it was so rusty. This thing was a rust bucket. The weird thing I noticed when I removed the air filter, let me get in on this. The idle gap, extra small on that idle gap, real small. Let's power it on, we'll take a little looky. All right, powered it on. All right, so the carb opens good. I don't see anything obviously disastrous there. Let's take a look inside the engine. Always good to look at the crankshaft to see how juicy and oily it is. All right, looks fine to me. Not bad. All right, brakes are good. Yeah, the rain is going down right now, so I think the front is good. The rear is okay. I need a set of rear tires. I have it somewhere. I gotta go look for them. I took them off. I put them somewhere. I forgot where I put them. But overall, I think this Jato is it's an A+. Yeah, that servo is on the way out. When they get that loud, that's pretty much near end life. That's end of life cycle. Integy filter seems okay. I'm not a big fan of these, but like it's clean. Yeah, this Integy filter is clean. The base, not very tight. It needs... The traxxas filters are real good, by the way, guys. The Jato filters, if you get them on Jenny's RC, those are my favorite filters. Oh, yeah, John, you're right. John Hensey, yeah, you're right. I gotta go... Oh, dude, I forgot. I brought the tires up. I had it right over here. I took them off. I just gotta wash them. That's why they're here. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about the tires. I meant to wash them. Where did I put my wash thing? I meant to go wash them with like some soap and stuff, you know? Yeah, you know, I see you guys talking about racing. Some parts of the country, you know, they're just not a lot of organized racing. It's just not a thing. Some people get lucky. They live in some states where it's like a big thing. I don't happen to live in one of those states. But to be honest with you, I'm mostly into the bashing stuff, you know, the repair stuff. Racing is different level stuff. You really have to have one dedicated car. You have to run one car. You have to know it very, very well. And you have to put a lot of time behind the wheel, so to say. With bashing, you're pretty much getting to know each car, but you're not racing them. It's not the same thing. You guys agree with me on that? All right, so these are the tires we got. This one appears to be the one that was really, really dirty. Also, good point. It's very expensive. Don't think that racing is cheap. It's not a poor man's hobby. Just the amount of fuel you'll burn is going to be a ton. You know, the other thing is, in order to compete, you know, with pretty much anybody, you know, you're going to have to be getting top dollar items. You know, you're not going to be running a Nitro Slash. Let me put it this way. You know, you'll need probably like, if you're doing buggy racing, you'll need the associated RC8 buggy, like a proper one, like a Kit X-Ray. Nitro Addiction has many race-capable models. So, you know, if you want to check that out, you could go to his channel. But for me, I mostly enjoy the repair type of stuff. Oh, John Hensey, thank you, bro. Yeah, I'm glad the parts got to use also, man. I'm still going to use the other parts as well. It's definitely going to go happen. It's definitely going to happen. It's just a matter of when things break. You're right. I don't really like to replace things that aren't broken unnecessarily. It's kind of a waste of time. Here, I would say it's at least 50% better. The rest could be the steering system itself, meaning the servo. Over time, you know, it's probably just loose. Let me take a look around the rest of it. It looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty normal. Nothing crazy. We got all RPM. Literally, honestly, this is a powerful Jato. It's powerful, like a speech. What do you guys think? If it stops raining, maybe a fire in the hole quick or what? What do you think about that? Honestly, I haven't fired this up in a long time, so I don't even know what's going to happen. Do we want to fire in the hole? Maybe. All right, let me put the wheels on. I was going to wash this wheel. This wheel's real gross. Rotation, that's the other side. That's this side. Let me just put the wheels on so it's a little even. Question is, where is my full-way wrench? Give me a second. Give me a second. All right, Jim, I'm going to try. Yeah, we got some rain out here, you know. Oh, we got RC Adventures. What's going on? Nitro Pimp goes get an umbrella. Bro, honestly, the umbrella I was using, there was like a pretty bad thunderstorm here in New York, you know. My roof was leaking. I was like outside inspecting and crap. And say goodbye to that umbrella. I'm gonna go check right now though if it's raining too bad. I think this will start. I haven't ran in a while, but it's a traxxas. As long as it primes, it'll fire up. Yeah, it's a little late, but these models aren't that loud. They're pretty low, quiet cars. It's only 950 right now, so I got about 10 minutes of being ethical to fire it up. Yeah, it's almost 10. All right, so we got some movement over here. Let me see, guys. All right, let's go fire in a hole. Melissa, is it raining out? All right, bros, give me a second here. I got to get a screwdriver and some stuff ready. It might need some adjustment. Melissa said it's raining. I'm going to go do a quick check, okay? You got to trust your own eyes these days, you know? People say misinformation. People, I trust you. She said I don't trust her. Guys, I got in trouble. All right, let me see what can go down. What's up, Mark Messenger, man? How you doing? Sorry, bro. I was supposed to call you today. Didn't do much. Give me a second here. We're going to go see if it's raining. But first, of course, we can never forget Nitro Sandy. He's going to be in every video right now. How you doing there, buddy? Just woke up from another 8-hour nap. That's nice. All right, can we get a cat gang? Hell yeah. Yeah. All right, you're gonna save the meows for later? All right, I got it. All right, let me go see what we got, guys. I'm just gonna set up right here. I was eating peas before. Could we get some hell yeah for the peas? Green peas. Let me go find the starting equipment, okay? And I think the fuel in there is old. All right, bros, I'm almost ready. I'm almost ready. We'll see. Peas and fuel together, guys. Peas and fuel. It goes together like ham and eggs, you know, ham and eggs. By the way, you thought I was joking about carrot juice before? I don't joke about carrot juice ever, my dudes. Okay, never joke about carrot juice. Can you help me with the door? All right, my dudes, let me get some fuel in this. The only bad thing is my my electric start wire is not the best right now, but I think it'll be okay. How's it out there?
Looks rainy.
Looks rainy? Melissa said it looks rainy. Let me do a quickie over here before I prime it, just to make sure the system works. All right, system can't be killed, everybody. Electric start is the best. Okay. Give me a second, I gotta carry this. All right, let's roll. What's up there, Blue Ford? My dudes, I'm braving the rain for you. And the nitro. See, it's wet on the ground. I'll show you right now in a second. You see that? Water everywhere. Even the grapes are wet. All right, let's see what we got. I don't know about the tune much. Hopefully it's fine. But let's see if we got a runner. What do you all think is going to happen? All right, ready to see if we got a fire in a hole, everybody. The idle was a little low. If it needs to be adjusted, I'll take care of it. Let's do a prime job. You guys could see okay? All right. If you don't mind, possibly give it a hell yeah and a thumbs up. Okay, I feel good about this. I am feeling good about this. Press it. Come on, I'm gonna do it right now. Fire in the hole goes Ray. That's what you call a Jato. That's a Jato gang. Oh, too rich, too rich. But bros, fired up, no problemo, huh? That's why you want a Jato. I didn't say it was gonna run good, I said it might run. Can't kill it. Idle is impressive. Two-speed, I heard it. Nobody can kill it. That's how you get it. Need to raise the idle a little though. Try it, Wonder Bread. All right, I'm gonna let it shut down. Don't want to die. I'm not even on the radio. Sickening. Look at that idle. We got ourselves a runner. Nitro, hell yeah. What's up, everybody? Good. I leaned it a little. All right, shut it down, shut it down. Well, my dudes, what do you think about that? We got ourselves a sickening runner, huh? It didn't even shut off. That wasn't even like a good tune. I mean, it hit the 2-speed, the trans is perfect. If the weather is okay tomorrow, we're gonna be on 2-speed baby with this for about maybe 2 hours, depending how I feel, you know. Right now, it's taking a lot out of me to stand out here, my dudes. Just missing that damn battery box cover, but like, whatever, it's no big deal. I think this is more proof. Can't kill a Nitro, my dudes, huh? What do you think about that? Wonder Bread, that's right, thank you, man. All right, so I'm gonna charge up the batteries. The 2-speed is good. The brakes are solid. The radial gear is okay. Not much else really to talk about. I mean, this thing was an ultimate runner. That 2-speed hits a real nice and violent today, actually. I like it. As long as it goes straight, we'll be okay. What do you think about that, guys? Sickening traxxas or what? Yeah, good thing is these things are literally still sold brand new. Pipe is good, no leaks over here. Jato brake flip mod has been done. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about by the brake flip mod, it's basically just flipping around the brake cam to the other side, right? And removing that to the other side as well. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied. Blue Ford, thank you, man. Only RC Nitros, thank you. John Hensley, all of you guys. Yeah, it's a runner. I mean, what else can I do? I was actually thinking, and I don't know if you guys will be on board with this. I was thinking, oh, Canon stuff wanted to know about the brake mod. I could spend a little time and tell you, man. You want me to take a little time on the brake mod? Yeah, GeoMac likes that aluminum diff case. Hopefully it doesn't let us down, bro. So let me tell people here that might not know about the brake mod. So normally what happens is on the Jato, there's a brake cam. Ray Coral, man, I'll talk to you later. You enjoy your dinner. Normally on the Jato, this brake cam is on this side, right? And if you notice, if you take a real good look, I'm going to show you right now. Normally this brake cam will be on this side. So when you're applying the brakes, it would completely hit it. So let's say right now I'm hitting the brakes, it's going this way. But normally it will go towards the diff case, which means you would have no brake travel. All right. But I have a video on it if you want to see, you know. So far the steering, it appears to be, that kind of wobble appears to be normal, I would say. Only thing I don't particularly like on these Jatos, this front end design is a little weak. As you saw, it's literally 4 screws holding this together, and like two janky screws from the top. But the fuel tank is good. Exhaust system is good. Electric start system is good. I got nothing bad to say, honestly. You know, when you're working on a traxxas, you run out of material because like they run all the time. Sickening. Sickening. What do you all think? You want one more little quickie? Fire in the hole. I'm not going to hit the 2-speed though, because just a little bit. Here's some kind of neighbors yelling, but it's definitely not about me. And if they are, I'm well within my rights. One more quickie. Fire in the hole. Nothing crazy. Just a little bit of a fire up. You got to do things in pairs, you know, to make the universe even. Kidding around, that's like OCD stuff. Don't live life like that. All right, one more small fire in the hole, and I'm going to turn it off after that. Do you see what I'm talking about? It's sickening. Runs at all times. That's right. That's right, Wonder Bread. You don't want to get into the OCD stuff, you know. It doesn't lead you towards anything good. Oh, we got Woogie, man. How you doing? Guys, Woogie released a sickening video with his new engine. You guys got to go to his channel. I'm telling you, this is just RTR stuff. But Woogie has top shelf stuff. It's different level, okay? And it's all good. It's all good. There's always going to be different segments. We got to appreciate each other's segments. Nitro Pimp goes, the world needs a Fortec unboxing. They do need that, man. I don't have one. Well, I have an old Fortec. Actually, yeah, I do have a nice Fortec, but, you know, I don't really run the Fortecs. They're kind of low. So that's basically it. All right, my dudes, I'm going to roll out and shut up. I'm going to be here for maybe about 1 or 2 more minutes, and I'm going to just go back inside. I'll take a look at your comments, and that's about it. You know, not going to keep you here forever. I know we all got stuff to do. I don't expect people to be here all night. What you do matters as well. But the question I did want to say before, I think I just kept nonstop talking about some nonsense. Should I convert this to run the rear battery or keep it in the middle like it is right now? You know, so right now for weight distribution, we got the battery in the middle. But the question is, should I keep it that way? Or I have the battery box for the back, to be honest with you. Let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, Canon stuff, bro. It's a rainy Saturday night here. But Traxxas got waterproof servos. I ain't worried. All right, Richard Hughes, man. I will see you on the next one. That is some tall gearing. Yeah, Nitro Pimp goes, tape some weight to the front and keep the battery in the middle. Honestly, I think for this particular Jato, because I do have another one, right? I will keep the battery here because I already know how they run when the battery's in the back, and it's basically a wheelie fest. Man, we still got a couple viewers here, so I don't know. I don't really want to leave you guys. James, bro, you have a good night. I appreciate you, man. And guys, I think I'm going to roll out also. There's no point in overstaying your welcome. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to me. I'm talking to me. All right, can I get a Jato? Hell yeah. If you're going to order anything, please do me a favor. You know, if you even don't hate me at all, that'd be real nice. Use the A-main links to whatever in the description to this video. The Jato's there. It's like in the low 400s. I'm telling you, this is a sickening chassis. And the newer one is way better than this. I have the older style electronics in this, and this is the older model. But it's essentially the same exact car. It don't really matter. So, my dudes, I'm going to wish you all a happy and healthy, positive night, and hopefully tomorrow and the rest of the week. I'll be back sooner or later. Peace out, everybody. I appreciate you for watching.